Namaste, wherever it is you are streaming in from. We're in this hub, this period that feels a little anxious, solarization of that masculine energy, and at the same time, maybe feeling that hard stop of needing to rest. And that is exactly what Pitta, what fire energy does, right? It revs us up, but if we don't maintain it, we can burn out too much, too fast, too hard, too soon. If you've been experiencing a little bit of that and watching how your energy needs to be maintained, I'm really proud of you. And if you're just kind of starting back into the practice, that's okay too. A lot of times we guilt ourselves or feel like if we've taken time off, time away, whether or not we're conscious of it, it can feel like I haven't been doing this. And that's such a negative mind frame that it can actually deprogram and destabilize all of the inner workings that you've been doing for however long. So wherever you are, let's find a comfortable seat. And we'll take padadhirasana, crisscrossing at the forearms underneath the wrists. Draw your right hand under your left armpit, left hand under right. And then close the eyes. Let your body surrender into the cave of yourself. And closing the eyes might seem a little challenging. And without attaching a value or emotion, just watch. See how it feels inside of your system. And we'll feel for the breath here. Feeling your way from the inside out. Notice if one side of your lungs, one side of your rib cage has a little bit more breath, a little bit more expansion, a little bit more breathing room. Remembering that we breathe out of one side of our nostrils for 88 minutes every day before it automatically switches. Feel for which side happens to be more dominant right now. And then take the hand that's on top, plug it back into the same armpit, just crisscrossing at the wrists again. And then let yourself settle in. Settle into your breath. Settle into your movement from the inside. Once you start to feel that the breath is equally balanced on the right and left sides, lower the back of your hands to the top of your knees, index fingers and thumbs to touch. Take the right ear over to the right side shoulder, paying attention to the left side, dropping it down. Diagonally tilt your chin down, breathing into the back of the neck. Diagonally tilt your chin. Take your left ear over to the left side shoulder now. Diagonally tilt your chin down, breathing into the back of the neck. Diagonally take the chin up. Float your head back on top of your shoulders. Hold onto your knees. Rock back onto your sits bones. Separate your shoulder blades. Inhale. Kṣamā, move from crown to base. Exhale, tilt forward. Hum. Distribution of that intelligence. Feel your joints spacious. Feel free to keep your eyes closed here, just moving to the rhythm of the breath, warming up the spine. Judging. Exhale. Take a few more like this and feel as if you could connect your entire spine from crown all the way down, breathing into all of the segments, all the discs, feeling each part heart elongate, like you're stretching a tube. And helping your ribs to protract and retract, moving forward, and then peeling back, feeling this expansion. Float your head, your shoulders, your hips back in alignment, and stretch the arms round and up. Inhale, ardhamatseyandrasana, palms cross. Interlace your fingers, press your palms high, root your tailbone down, navel into spine. Take a gentle twist over to the right side. Left hand on top of right knee, backstroke your right hand behind you. Roll the spine long on your inhalation. Wrap the ribs around the axis of your spine on the exhalation. Just feeling that central line of energy. Soft on the inhalation. Think of the Saham Kriya almost as an inverted mushroom, right? So it comes down and then it spreads out into all of the cells. It's not just spreading out through the cells, it's moving through. Take that right arm up long by the ear, anchor well into your right hip bone, and stretch it over to the left side. It's like a hub, right? So it's like the spine, the head, everything's moving down, and then your sacrum acts as this surge plug. It's like a web that holds 72,000 energy points connected, crisscross at the knees, crisscross at the elbows. Feel that spaciousness. And then from there, it's like CEO tells the staff, tells the leaders, and the leaders tell their staff, So all these energy points then go and fuel to all of the different cells and organs. So back onto your sits bones, hold onto your elbows, stack your elbows, hold onto your shoulder blades, and then move the shoulder blades apart. Again, just notice if you're collapsing, so sinking down. Notice if you are struggling and everything is tight, right? Find that space where maybe it's just holding onto your shoulders. Maybe it's holding on closer to the triceps. Maybe if you have the range, you work towards the back of the hands or the palms. And then just pause. Just feeling breath and sensation. And opening up your body, circle the arms around and up. Uncross the arms, interlace your fingers, press your palms high, root your tailbone down. Stretch the breath here, and then take a gentle twist over to the left side. Right hand on left knee, backstroke left hand behind you. Grow the spine long. Exhale, wrap the ribs around the axis of the spine. So every breath elongating, every exhalation getting deeper into that twist. And then float that left arm long by the ear. Keep your left hip, left sit bone down. A little bit of an arc here, a little bit of an angle. Stretch the body. Notice what's taking up space. Notice what's tight, what's feeling restricted. Where can you find or cultivate joy there in that moment? Cross that left arm over the top of the right knee, pausing for a moment. Rock back onto your sits bones. Find the breath here. Rock back onto your sits bones, navel into spine. Move the arms back towards your shoulders or shoulder blades. Jaw, neck, head at ease. Move the back of the hands towards one another, palm to palm. And pause. Finding spaciousness. Uncross the arms one more time. Take a few shoulder shrugs here, up to the ears, down the sides of the back. A few more times like this. Moving inside of yourself. And then circle the arms around them up. Inhale. Urdhva palms press. Exhale, palms down the midline of the chest. Just taking this moment. And we'll chant the sound Om. You can join me or simply receive. Deep breath to inhale. Backs of the hands to the top of your knees, and next finger and thumb to touch. Draw your chin to your chest. Half blink your eyes. And let's come up to Tadasana, please, mountain pose. Align your heels behind the widest parts of your feet. Make sure your blocks are handy. Press down. And then let's circle the arms around and up. Inhale, urdhva. Exhale, belly to the thighs as you fold forward. Generous bend on your knees here. Release the back of the head. Go onto the elbows. Feel free to ragdoll your body side to side. Open up the mouth. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, circle the arms around and up. Urdhva, palms press. Exhale, palms down in the midline of the body. Again, circle the arms around and up. Inhale, Urdhva, palms press. Exhale, belly towards the thighs. Uttanasana, standing forward. Breathing in, lengthen your spine. Breathing out, fold forward. Take a few more of the Surya Breaths on your own. Find and map the length of your inhalation. Thinking more of asana as a breathing technique and using the shape to fill the breath. So see if you can close your eyes and let the breath, the inhalation is guiding you. You are simply creating the shape as a result of the extension of that breath. Don't worry what it looks like, right? Sometimes my fingers touch, sometimes my palms touch. We get out of the cerebral mind. We create new pathways and write new neural pathways. So you're also making yourself more intelligent by ceasing the overthinking. Right? Gray matter is able to form. New cognitive pathways are created, relationships, one cell with the other. Your body starts to go, these are all the infinite possibilities of how to get from A to B. It's not a straight line. What is the beauty of this practice? Practice doesn't change. The practitioner transforms. The next time you fold forward, no rush at all, step back onto your right leg. Left leg is forward. Pause for a moment here. Draw your navel in and up. Roll the spine long. Find that long line of energy. Navel in. Hands to blocks. We'll do a few lengthenings here. Feel free to keep that knee bent. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, extend the breath. Taking a few more forward folds like that. Ardhamatseyandrasana. Pyramid pose. Moving inside the breath on your own. Right? Blocks are there to help you. Large blocks if you need. Where can you find the elasticity of hanging out a little bit longer when you start to feel something happening inside of your body? Maybe that's behind the knee, it's behind the hamstring. It's that Long muscle at the top of the hip. Lower your back knee down. We're going to pause here for a moment. Untuck your toes and then heel toe that left foot over to the left side a little bit. Then take your left hand off to the side and let's stretch that right arm up diagonally. So you're opening up the hip now. Take it over to the side. You're going to take that left arm, shoulder up by the ear and back. Now bend that right side elbow. Place it behind, right hand behind the head. That's to help from over opening out. And spiral the ribcage here. I'm going to switch this to the other side now. Take that top arm, right arm long by the ear one more time. Round the opposite way, right hand out to the side. Swoop your left arm like a big circle. And then sweep that left arm out behind the head. Open up, spiral. And keep lunging the rib cage forward. So the middle part of the ribs opening up and back. Exhale, let it fold you forward. We're going to step back into cat-cow. So step that right foot to meet the left. Come to table. We'll take 4 cat-cows here. No rush. Everything very circular inside of the body. Keep the eyes closed if you feel called, feels comfortable. I started to shift asana practice, my mindset of thinking of yoga, vinyasa rather, as an opportunity to actually practice longer breath. I noticed that the quality of my posture started to change. It's because the quality of my breath. They all work together, which is why we have 8 limbs, right? Niyamas, yamas, pratyahara, sense withdrawal. So we have moral codes of conduct for ourselves, for others. Pratyahara, sense withdrawal. We're not pulled out into the sensory world. Asana, pranayama, dharana, dhyana, 1-point focus, meditative focus, meditation, and then samadhi. They all work together. It's not one and then the rest. Time. We're going to push back into down dog, no rush at all. It's up and back. It's your first down dog of the day. Let it feel good into your system. Check out what's happening. I haven't taken down dog in a few days, except for when I demo. Okay. And then pedal out your calves. See what that feels like in your system. Some days we need to really feel the charge of our down dogs. Other days we need the charge of shavasana, something that is a little bit more restorative. Wherever you are, know that your practice, your 𝗔𝗿𝘁𝘀𝘁. Individual approach is divinely guided and inspired. Take a deep breath to inhale, wave through your spine. Let's come to plank pose, please. Pause. With or without your knees, we'll take a slow chaturanga. And you decide, you always have a choice, with or without the knees. 3-part cobra, inhale, lift your heart. If the neck is long, let the breath guide you. Exhale, release it. Hands, head, lift. Feel that empowerment. Feel that strength. Exhale. Legs, hands, head. Everything lifts as one. Exhale. Hands off of the mat. Feet a little wider than the mat. We'll bow the chest forward. Lift your heart. Keep bowing the chest, shoulders up to the ears. Can you find spaciousness and room and breath and feel really luxurious inside of you? Hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes. With or without your knees, we'll cross. Take your time. Step your right foot in between your hands. Pause. Blocks on either side if you need it. We'll grow the spine long here on the inhalation. Exhale as if there's a boomerang pulling your tailbone back. Feel your back muscles. Inhale. Exhale as you reach forward. Use the blocks if you need to. One side is always a little bit different than the other. I use the prop so that way I can create more spaciousness and length. Right? When I know that I'm cheating or hanging out or resting on top of my thigh bone, then I know that I have a weaker side that I need to pay a little bit more attention to. And that's really the art of becoming self-aware. It's a lifelong practice. But the more we practice it, the less egoic, the less attached emotionally meaning also judging ourselves, we become. The moment as you pause here, lower that back leg down. And then you're going to take your right hand off to the side. We'll start same side, same leg first. Swoop that left arm long by the ear. Big opening up here. Keep sending your left hip forward. Spiral your heart. Left hand behind the head. Open up the side body. Relax the jaw. Take your time and slowly reach that arm back and out, forward and around. Swoop the arm up and around. Right arm behind the head. Roll the chest forward. Swoop that right arm down. Untuck your toes. Lengthen and lift your body. Internal rotation. Feel it. Elongate. And step your back foot forward. Standing forward fold into your body. Inhale, lengthen your spine. ardhamatseyandrasana. Exhale, fold forward. Sweep the arms around and up. Inhale, padadhirasana, palms press. Stand in your power. Exhale, hands to heart. Again, inhale, sweep the arms around and up, ardhamatseyandrasana. Exhale, navel to spine, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine, ardhamatseyandrasana. Exhale, step back to plank pose, and then pause here. Feel your hands move towards your toes towards your hands. And then stretch the breath here. Can you protract the shoulders? Can you get a little bit more height, a little bit more length and leverage? And fire up the toes towards the hands towards the toes. One more breath here. Grow the spine. Protract the shoulders. Find that height. Slow chaturanga for 4 counts. 4, 3, with or without your knees. 2, 1. 3-part cobra on the breath. Inhale, toes press down. Heart lifts. Exhale on the breath. On the breath, inhale, lift hands, lift heart, lift head. On the breath, exhale. On the breath, legs go wide, lift legs, lift hands, lift heart. Exhale. Slide hands off mat, slide them back. Fingertips up, bow the chest. Inhale. Chest moves forward, shoulders up, down, and back. Exhale. Hands underneath your shoulders, tuck toes with or without your knees. Downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg forward, step it up if you need to. Spin your back heel. Block on the outside of that right foot. Parsvakonasana, extended side angle. Left hand long by the ear. Feel your body roll. And then pause here, lengthen your front leg. So we're moving straight into Trikonasana. Keep your hand on the outside of that block. Wide leg Parsvo into Trikonasana. You can also keep your hand on your hip if that feels like it's too much on your shoulder. Moving inside the breath. Re-lunge, grow the spine long, stack shoulders. Pull it back. Navel into spine. 2 more times. It's not about the amount of times, right? It's about how much can I breathe into my movement. Is my body in alignment, or am I letting my stomach hang out? Can I keep everything as if there's a flat wall behind me? And pause here for a moment. We'll heel toe that back foot in. Do it 2 times and then see how this changes your body. I want you to feel like you can pick everything up from your inner thighs. And then notice if you're dumping into that lower hand. So that block is actually here to keep us lifted and create spaciousness on the top. Not about how far. In fact, should be able to move this hand quite lightly. Fire up the inner thighs here. Pause. And then swoop that arm long by your ear. Listen where we're going with this. Keep your top hand, that left hand is going to come down. Revolve that left foot. Take a moment here, revolve it all the way so that way you crisscross, and now you're going to crisscross that right leg. We've done this before. Crisscross that back leg. Now find a place to anchor your back heel down. Squeeze the pelvis, now you're facing parallel. Hips, shoulders, face the front of your mat. Anchor the back heels down. Really important for the back heels to stay down. Surrender back of the head. So for me to really release the back of my head, I actually need to look up at the ceiling. Otherwise, I know that I'm holding. And then as you surrender the top of the head, which weighs 8 to 12 pounds, you might feel the outer hips opening up a little bit more. That's exactly what we want. Notice the crisscrossing because you're going to see this a little bit later. Inhale, grow your spine long. Step that back foot next to the right. Watch. Both knees are bent. You're crisscrossing, pinky toes are crossed. Right leg is in front of the left. Bend right knee. Sit into left hip. Bend right knee. Sit into left hip. So back leg is straight. Front leg is bent. Hands can stay on the blocks here. Release. It's opening up. Spine grows long. Left leg next to right. Ardhamatseyandrasana, exhale, belly to thighs, bent knees. Sweep the arms around and up. Inhale, urdhva. Exhale, palms down the midline of body. Again, inhale, urdhva, palms press to the top. Exhale, belly to the thighs, uttanasana, standing forward fold, stand, releasing. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step back to plank. Your choice of the vinyasa here. You are feeling empowered to take chaturanga, up dog, down dog, do it. Rise lower all the way down. You can also skip it. One of the 3 cobras or cobra. We'll eventually meet in down dog. Giving yourself the opportunity to find your variation of the breath, how you express the breath moving through you. It's one of the most powerful components of the practice working inside of you. Time. Then on your next inhalation, step your left leg forward, please. Help it up if you need to. Pause here for a few moments. Move inside the breath. Blocks on either side. Belly to the thighs. Retract that boomerang, re-anchor, pause, spin your back heel down, block on the outside of that right side baby toe, sorry, left side baby toe, right arm overhead, keep spiraling your body, extended side angle, pause, feel the line of energy, feel your inner thighs work towards one another, and then as if you have a magnet, glue the thighs in, stretch the body long. 3 different heights for that block. Moving inside the breath. If you feel like keeping your hand on top of your hip, you can also do that. Moving inside of the breath, inside of yourself. More like this. Let yourself experience the joy of where you are in this posture at this moment. Without needing it to be better than or comparing where you were. Experience the joy of this posture right here, right now. Heel toe your back foot in 6 inches, twice. And then make any necessary adjustments you might need. That might mean shifting the level of the block like I did. Find the spaciousness and the length. Feel that inner thigh, that groin muscle. Take your time and then very slowly take your top hand, reach it up and over where you fall. Feel the length in your body. Very slowly take that right hand, slowly reach for your butt or to the ground, wherever you feel good and comfortable. If you feel any pain, come back to a place where you can maintain the breath and then slowly start to shift. Internal rotation here. So we move slowly to floss the hips. Heel toe your front leg over to the opposite side. So we're doing a little crisscross. And then step that back foot up. Both feet face the same direction. We're just anchoring the heel. So you're now facing same direction, level the pelvis, level the hips. Anchor your back heel, roll the spine long, fold forward. It can be hard to tell where our hips are level or what feels right. That's where working in person is really great. Just feel your way right now into what's happening inside of your body. Might feel a very big or long stretch happening on the outside of that left hip. You might feel some sensation on the calf, back of the knees. Bring your spine long on your inhalation. Take your time here. Step that back foot in, right foot to meet the left. Heel toe your toes next to one another. We're going to bend the left knee and sit into the right hip. Again, bend the front knee. Back leg is straight and strong. Look through your thighs if you can't. Release the back of the head. Open up the outer hip. Stretch the breath here. Take your time. Uncross your legs. Roll the spine long. Inhale. Ardhamatseyandrasana. Exhale, belly to the thighs. Uttanasana. Sweep your arms around and up. Ardhamatseyandrasana. Palms press to the top. Exhale, palms down the midline of the body. Just feel your presence. Feel the shift that has already happened. Inhale. Sweep the arms around and up. Exhale, fold forward generously, belly to the thighs. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, your choice of the variation. Pause. You take a down dog. You can work on your cobra. There's absolutely no right or wrong way to practice the breath. or to practice what you've been working on. Hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes. And then with resistance, we'll take the hips up and back. Release. A little bend in your knees. Reach back onto your seat. And we're going to take some twists today. Bring your legs around. Really easy way to get into this ardhamatseyandrasana. Cross the right leg over the top of the left. Notice that the hip likes to hike up. Anchor your hip bone, your sits bones down well. Hug that right knee in with your left. Keep squaring the pelvis here. I like to start off holding first, just cradling, just creating a little bit of room in my glutes. Let yourself remain grounded on the earth. Let yourself experience what might be coming up as your spine is long, as you bring fluidity to this hip. Mechanics of the body all work together. It's not a straight path, it's not a linear path. Sometimes when we need to focus on certain areas, it's important to pause and direct the energy, direct the focus on those areas so it releases tension, releases what's coming up in other areas. Take that right hand behind you, slide that left hand outside of your right thigh. Hug it in, squeeze it in, grow the spine long. Wrap the ribs around the axis of the spine. Pull the shoulder back, breathe into the rib cage. If you want to take the bind as part of your practice, you can always take the bind or use the strap. A lot of times I don't really teach binds anymore unless it's part of your practice because it's become something that people aim towards doing rather than finding the breath quality. And really focusing more on the breath quality is going to bring the elasticity to those parts of our body. I'm going to take a small counter pose, nothing too dramatic, so you don't need to fold over, especially if that's what you're used to doing. Actually just going to unravel the spine the opposite way. So for those of you that bow down and take this whole choreography, just pause, stop it. Just a simple untwist of the spine is significant. And then from here, we're going to just switch the legs out. So again, just really focusing on the outer hip. And you'll see where we're going with this. Let's cross that right knee underneath the left. Working with the mechanics of the body. Anchor this left sit bone down. Hug your left knee in before you even twist. Sit up nice and tall. Find the spine. And trace the breath here. Find the kriya. Find the saw. Find the hum. The same way we are able to have our programs, just like computer downloads apps, your phone downloads apps. We can also cut those parinamas, those patterns, those belief systems, those computations that we've inherited, and cut that down. Take a gentle twist by drawing that left hand behind you and then slide. So it should feel really natural rather than trying to do. And that's where most people end up falling off the practice of yoga. And then from here, grow the spine long. Wrap the ribs around the axis of the spine on the exhale. Breath and opportunity to grow longer Every exhalation, an opportunity to wrap the words around the axis. Finding as part of your practice, again, as long as it becomes effortless, not effortful. So maybe you start with just sliding that left hand behind the back, rolling the shoulder open. Maybe use the strap to thread it through. Maybe your hands bind through the outside of that right leg. And then take a small counter pose. Again, the counter pose unwinds. So just as your spine unwinds, nothing to fall forward about. You're just unwinding the opposite way. Now from here, bring your feet forward, please. We're going to take a reverse table. It's going to open up the front of the body. So slide your hands back, press your feet down, lift your heart, lift your body. Keep your drishti slightly in front of you. Head, neck, chest at ease here. Open up the front plane of the body. Hips are high. Find and trace the kriya here. Notice what's opening up. The biceps, the shoulders, the buttocks must feel a little fire, a little heat. Now press down on the inner thighs. Press and roll your inner thighs towards one another. Press down on the big toe mound of the feet. Come down. Do this one more time. Give ourselves a little wrist stretch here. Interlace your fingers. We're just going to wag the wrists one way and then the other. And slide your hands back. Draw your shoulder blades in. Take the shoulders up and back. Lift your hips high. Open up the front plate of the body. And then draw the breath, sigh the hum into your nervous system. Feel the spaciousness across your body, across your chest, down your thighs. Feel yourself rooted and at the same time light, expansive. Lower your hips down however you need to come to standing forward fold. Maybe lifting your hips up. Slide forward, generous bend on the knees here. Hold on to the back of the elbows. Sorry, eat my necklace. Inhale, lengthen your spine, ardhamatseyandrasana. The hazards of jewelry. Exhale, fold forward. Circle the arms around and up. Inhale, ardhamatseyandrasana, palms press to the top. Exhale, palms down the midline of the body. Pause. We're going to take natarajasana, dancer pose. First thing we want to do is open up this hip. So pour your weight into your right leg. Reach back with the left hand. If you need to hold on to a wall or a space or a cave, you can absolutely do that. Kick your back foot into your hand and keep sliding your pelvis forward. Notice if you're dumping, there's a little lift that's happening here. I'm feeling this very deeply in the front of my psoas. That's all we're going to start to do. Release. Draw the foot back down to the earth. Shift your weight over. I like to keep my hands on my hips. It's a way of feeling calm. Left hand to left foot. Kick your weight. I feel a little lift. I'm rooting down. Not moving forward. I'm feeling a little hard to turn and look and teach you. But feel a little lift of the pelvic floor. Kick back into the foot. Now let's do this as best as we can. Holding onto a wall or holding onto your hip. Shift your weight over to your right leg. Reach back for your left foot and feel that kick. Right foot generously pressing down. Kick your foot into your hand and feel this lift. It's the same feeling of cobra. Feel this lifting of your spine as you kick back. As you kick back, your body will naturally start to move forward, but we don't want to think about it moving forward, right? From here, take your arm up, bicep long by the ear. And slowly draw that left knee in, left leg next to right. Pause. Feel the system that's working inside of you. Let yourself reground. Let yourself recalibrate. For some of you, you might be holding your breath. That's normal. It's actually hard to hold your breath and do that. I'll actually cue it first and then do it. Shift your weight over into your left foot. Peel your right heel off the earth. And then kick. I like to place my foot on the inside of my hand. So my thumb is facing back. Show you what it looks like on this side. I draw my navel into my spine. My left hand is on my hip. I kick my foot back. The action of kicking lets me feel this arc that I can lift my arm along by my ear. And then from there, you draw the same muscle back in, lengthening down. So I'll show it from the front view this time, without talking, because it is challenging and I do need to focus. Find the breath. There's a boundary in the body. There's a hard stop that we all come to within these postures. And it's really important for us to recognize that place, that boundary, that stop, right? It's your body's natural limitation anatomically. Can we go past it? Yes. That requires years of preparation, years of diligence, showing up, consistency, and not just picking and choosing. And that's where, for instance, we have people like Olympians. Yes, the anatomy of the body can be shifted and changes with that specific focus. If you're just going into natarajasana once in a blue moon and you're not dedicating yourself into bowing your spine and lengthening your spine and training the muscles alongside of the body, because it is a lateral pose that also affects the front plane and the back plane of the body. If you're not training your anatomy to be multi-diverse, then you are going to have those hard stops, right? And those hard stops in the initial practices are really important because it brings us back to the fact that we're not supposed to be going past our edge. Find the edge, work within the edge, stay there, find comfort there, get good at that, hang out there in the breath. And that's how that small adjustment within the body starts to happen over time. Right? Olympians don't force themselves. It's the diligence and the focus. It's one little pebble at a time. So let's do this one more time. Now that I've said that, you can also skip it. You can also use a wall. Let's go over dancer pose, profile view. Shift your weight to your left foot, please. Lift your right heel off of the earth. Right hand to the inside of that right foot, left hand on top of left hip. Feel your navel draw into your spine as you kick that right leg behind you. Keep lifting from the heart. Reach that left arm long by the ear. Draw and anchor your hip down. Draw your navel into your spine. Right leg retracts. Let's go straight over to the left side. Peel your left heel off of the earth. Left hand to the inside of left foot. Right hand to right hip. Kick your foot back. Navel into the spine. Feel your body lift in and up. Eyes gently on one posture, on one focus. Let the breath guide you. Arm long by ear. Anchor that hip down. Navel into spine. Left leg next to right. Pause. Inhale, sweep the arms around and up, ardhamatseyandrasana. Exhale, fold forward, belly to thighs. Inhale, lengthen spine, uttanasana. Exhale, your choice of the transition. We're going to set up today before we start to go into shavasana. This leads us into shavasana. So making sure that your pillows, your blankets, everything is handy. Take one block. You can start on the second highest level, behind the head and one behind the shoulder blades. We'll keep the feet on the ground. The top of the block goes right underneath your shoulders or shoulder blades. The second block is a mild back bend. And then from there, we'll lay flat. You can also skip this if you'd like, if you've had enough heart openers, and lay completely on the ground for shavasana or in a restorative conscious rest, what we call it, I would recommend starting on the lowest level. That's not comfortable for me personally. So I would not recommend starting on the second highest level for you. Give your body the space and the tools that it needs to simply recline, arms 90 degrees, feet as wide as the mat, knees slightly in towards one another. Knees don't have to touch. Just drawing the segments of the body energetically. The central focus, the central line, Kṣamā, into the heart center. And once you find the place where you can maximize your stillness, let your body simply receive. Let your body now be weighted, heavy, supportive. Just taking a few moments to open up the space in the heart. To breathe a little bit more freely in any place, like the intercoastal muscles, the armpits, the shoulders. Where can you bring that feeling of comfort, softness, rest, and bliss into the body? You may continue to stay here if it feels good, or slowly start to transition by sliding the block that's underneath your shoulders. Laying back completely flat onto your back to let the benefits of your spine naturally align. There's nothing more to do. There's nothing more to fix or digest, but just practicing being, practicing letting all of those workings, all of the staff that you have on file, all of the leaders, all of those trillions of workers inside of your body, processing, eliminating, functioning harmoniously. Om Bhurva Svaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi Om. Slowly rub your thumbs over each fingertip. Roll over to the right side. Gather your knees. Use the strength of your top hand and guide yourself to any comfortable seat, letting your head arrive. Press your palms to your heart. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today. Hari Om. Om Tat Sat. Namaste.